I got something from somebody, and they were even reluctant to join the group. And they said, I didn't want. They said I didn't want to reach out to Whitney because I didn't know if I could even talk to her. Now they were talking about speak the language.
Oh.
I guess they think I'm more of a nice guy. I don't know. Anyway, so they said, I don't know how to get started, right? And so I very politely sent back, and I said, here's the deal, okay. And this is somebody I know from my past too, so that made it a little bit easier. I said, we try to overcomplicate things, but it really is very basic. The first thing I got to be able to do is I've got to find properties and talk to sellers. If I can't ever get anything under contract, it doesn't matter what kind of contract ironclad I've got.
What kind of buyer's list
what
I
kind
have.
of yeah.
Oh, gosh.
It doesn't matter.
I got in a fight about that yesterday with the wholesaler.
None of that matters until I can get something under contract. So before I get it under contract, I got to have leads, and I think that's where
lots of them.
And I've talked about this before. This is where a lot of people mess up. Celebrate the small victories.
Absolutely.
The first thing you have to do is generate leads. When you get leads, celebrate those.
Woo!
There are going to be some discouraging moments and a little bit of disappointment when some of those initially in the beginning don't turn out. But you're going to get over it, and you're going to learn that that's just part of it, okay? Once you get the leads coming in, then the next milestone is to actually get somebody to agree to your terms. I'm not even talking about on paper.
The next one would be to get an appointment.
Okay, good point.
And then get a bunch of appointments and leave offers there and make offers there. And then eventually, if you make enough offers, somebody's going to sign something.
So I eventually finally, convinced this person that we had a roadmap, and this is kind of the roadmap you need to follow. So everything was good, and then 16 minutes later, because I looked from the time I sent it or whatever, I got a response that said, I wouldn't even know what to say to somebody if they wanted to buy a property. So I told him, I said,
I know how to fix that.
I can fix that really, really, really easy. We have the seller lead sheet, guys. And eventually you'll know that like the back of your hand, and information will just flow. But when you're starting off, you're not programmed that way. You're not thinking about that. And it really does. It gives you the pertinent information that you need to ask, the questions you need to ask, kind of the order you need to ask them in to get the flow, and you'll get all of the information that you need to know from that person. So it'll guide you through the conversation, and it gives you a vehicle to actually do this. So the funny thing is, so I kind of forwarded him. I said, hey, here's what you need, right? So I sent him the link or whatever, and he came back. He goes, this is $47. I said, yeah, it's $47. You're getting 2 books, you're getting a button, and you're getting the lead sheets. I said, the books and stuff are good. You read them or whatever. I said, but the value here is these lead sheets. I said, these lead sheets by themselves are worth more than $47. If you had to take the time to go build this yourself, it would take you,
3 years.
Well, it would take time. How much is your time worth? It's already done there. So anyway, there's some more convincing. But the thing is, at the end of the day, I said, look, we're outlining this. We're at, it's a small investment. Do you really want to get started? Because if not, then I can tell you we've got knowledge here. I've got all this stuff. You can join the group. But if you're not willing to spend that money to get started, you're probably really not serious about getting started right now, right? So set your goals and map them out and say, listen, by X date, my plan is to have seller leads. And then by X date, I need to have this. If you aren't hitting those targets, I promise you, you're not doing something right. And that's the purpose of the group. The group is here to help. So if you set the goals and you find that you're not achieving those goals, then you need somebody to help you, because you're not doing it right. I mean,
if you want that book bundle and lead sheet that he's talking about, you go to whitneynicely.com/boss, and it'll take you straight to the order page. And we send these 2 lead sheets, a button, and 2 books. So whitneynicely.com/boss. That's not the ClickFunnels site, but that's the one that I know works.